If you'd like to see how I'm going to transform these plain Dollar Tree roses and transform them into these viral glitter rose money bouquets, keep watching this video. Hey YouTube, so in this video today I am going to be adding some glitter to these roses. So it's like a viral trend going around with the really pretty money bouquets and the glitter roses, glitter flowers. So I was like, why not give it a try? I like glitter, and then flowers are cute. So I'm also going to, if this video isn't too long, I'm going to attempt to put the money onto these bamboo skewers. So I have the bamboo skewers, I have money, I have real money, I also have some fake money. When I went to the bank, I didn't realize until I got home how kind of wrinkly these are. I think you really need to have like some really good crispy new looking money like this, but we'll see. And the reason why I have some fake money is just to see the difference. And then also I think it's a good idea to practice with fake money. If you don't have any real money, use some fake money to at least practice so you can get good enough and then start using real money. So that was just an idea. Then I have these foam, these floral foam blocks from Dollar Tree. And then I have this one as well. And then I have some red glitter. I have some pink glitter. Now this pink is a little darker than the actual flower, but I still want to see how it looks. If not, I do also have a lighter color. Then I want to possibly see how some of these roses look with the gold. I have tape for the money and the bamboo skewers. As far as glue goes, I am going to use some Mod Podge. I noticed that some people are using an adhesive spray, so I found mine. So I'll be using this, and I'll just kind of see which one I like, which one works best for me. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh, I also have, the bouquet flower paper here. So this came from Amazon. I'll have a link. I think this was about $12, and this is 20 sheets. So I've never done any of this before. I've never made any type of flower arrangements. I'm not exactly sure how this is gonna turn out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so first thing first, I thought that it would make more sense for me to go ahead and remove the top of the roses from the stems. I did see a video where someone left them on the stems, but they were just doing the roses only. They weren't incorporating any money. So I went ahead just to seal it on here and make sure it stays on the little bamboo skewer. I used some Bob Smith Maxi Cure glue, just so we don't have the roses flying off the little bamboo sticks. So I'm gonna do all of those, because at first I was like, well, maybe I can keep it on here and just cut it. I couldn't cut it. I guess you need some type of wire cutters. So that's why I just continued on just pulling it off the top. It was very easy. Of course, you put the pointy side inside of the back of the flower and then just secure it with some glue. Now we're going to take the Elmer's adhesive spray, and we're going to spray the front of the rose very well. I haven't used this glue in a long time, but let me tell you, don't underestimate this glue. When I tell you my hand was stiff after, the glue had glitter all over my hand, stuck. I had to wash my hand multiple times. This red glitter is so pretty. It's just some regular red glitter. I get my glitter from really anywhere, but these particular bigger jars that you see me using, I get those from papermart.com. So I just poured the glitter on there. As you can see, it's already cute. It's already cute. Look at that. So I'm just kind of dabbing it in there. I'm going to add a little bit more to the side. You don't have to. It doesn't take all that extra. I guess you can seal it by spraying more of this glue on top afterwards. But yeah, I thought this was a really pretty glitter on these flowers. Really, really pretty. This was messy, but you'll want to try to tap the roses off to try to get some of that excess glitter off. But these are really pretty. I may have overdone it a little bit. It doesn't take a lot, but it's up to you. If you want more glitter, use more glitter. If you just want a hint of glitter, use a hint of glitter. And I like to have my little big fluffy brush that I use to knock off the excess. Now, I just want to try, just for the sake of trying, I'm going to use some Mod Podge with this little sponge brush. And I'm just going to dab it on to this, this rose. And again, these came from Dollar Tree. I like to use Mod Podge in many, many, many other cases where I'm using glitter. I like to use it to apply it. I'll let you know which one I preferred. As you can see already, the Mod Podge is kind of holding down some of the petals. It's just a little heavy. So I can see why people are mainly using a spray adhesive. It still worked. Don't get me wrong. It still worked, but it's just kind of weighing down the petals. But once it dried, because I only did one this way because I just preferred the spray. Although it was cleaner for me because once you spray that spray, it gets all over the table, it gets all over the place. But the spray is best for this particular project. But once I mixed the roses in together, I couldn't tell which one was the one that I used with the Mod Podge. Of course, it'll just take a little bit longer to dry, but once it dries, it's just fine. So if you don't have any spray adhesive Elmer's glue, use a little Mod Podge. Maybe you'll just use a smaller brush to brush it on. Okay, so now I'm getting the second little batch of flowers of roses ready. And these, I am going to do the same thing I did. I'm going to add the little wooden sticks in the back of them. But I was trying to see if it would be easier if I add the glitter to them first, then add the wooden stick. You know, sometimes you try to do things a little different to see which way works the best for you. Because you know that wooden stick is so long, I just felt like if I do it this way, I'd have better control. Now I decided to go with the gold because I just feel like red and gold was like really pretty. And I knew I wanted to do two different bouquets and I just wanted them to be different. I know I showed some pink flowers in the beginning. I won't get around to using those, but you will see these being used. I'm going to do two different bouquets. I'm going to do a comparison. So you'll see. We'll get to all that. Now, when I was spraying this glue, it turned into like some really webby mess. And I just kind of pulled it off and kept going. I don't know if my spray adhesive Elmer's glue is getting old, or maybe I didn't hold the button down right, because it didn't do it each time. So I don't know what that was about. I just wanted to show you guys if maybe you had that issue. Now, this is what you need. These are called bamboo skewers. You get these from Dollar Tree, okay? $1.25. Because if you get them on Amazon for the same thing, it's like $5. So get them from Dollar Tree. Now, these are $1 bills, as you can see. These are real $100 bills. And bear with me because this was my first time doing this and I was a little shaky on trying to figure out how to fold these into the flowers. Let me just let you know right away, the tape that I used was from Dollar Tree. I personally would advise you to not use this tape. I would advise you to use real Scotch tape. Not this real shiny cheap one. Use the one that has like a little cloudiness to it, because I had issues with my dollar coming right off the bamboo skewer. And then maybe you can move your bamboo skewer a little higher up. I think I had mine a little bit too low. See, I have it like, let's say by his neck, move it up to his nose. I think that'd be better. So I'm showing you my struggle. I didn't just come out the gate folding these all perfect. No, it took me a couple tries to like really figure it out. I had to cut on a couple videos, watch a couple shorts, like, okay, how are they doing this? So basically, what you want to do is you want to take both bottom corners, the bottom right and the bottom left corner, and you want to bring it upward and twist it inward. That's the best way I can explain this, and you'll see as I'm doing it. Bring them up, twist them in, just like that. Now, I will say these singles were so raggedy. Don't use old raggedy money if you can help it, because once I used some crispy money, it was like day and night. I didn't struggle as hard. It was a better presentation. So I'll just say that. Use good tape and use good money. So I'm still trying to kind of line it up. As you can see, I'm getting better. It's just at that very bottom, right there on the skewer, on the wooden stick, you don't want to have like a big loop area there. You don't want them to be like loose. So again, another thing you can get, I haven't bought one yet. I was actually in Walmart. I couldn't find them. Get you one of those tape dispensers. You know, like the big ones they have on in the office, on a teacher's desk or an office desk, because I had to keep on stopping, ripping my tape. What I did eventually is I just ripped a bunch of them off and kind of had them on a table ready to go. So this is the first one I did. And you see it's loose at the bottom. Some of these I did go over and fix them because they were just loose and just didn't look good. So do not get discouraged, because I was like, okay, this is not for me. These flowers is not looking like flowers. This money is wrinkly. I did pull up a video how to iron out your money to be crispy, but I wasn't about to do that. I didn't feel like taking all that extra time to do that. But you can iron the money. They showed people spraying the money with a little bit of water, and then you iron it on like the highest setting, and it was making it crispy. I didn't do that. So I practiced a little bit more off camera because I didn't want this whole video to be super struggly, but I'm just showing you the struggle that I had. And as you can see, as I went on and did it more and more, it got a little better, but I had to tussle with it. So I tried, and as time went on, I feel like it got a little bit better. Even looking at this video now, I could see where I was struggling and where I could have did better. But the more you do something, you get a little better at it. This is not something that I plan on doing all the time. Me personally, I like to give DIY gifts and just have things for different occasions. See, I'm building up my flowers so I can get ready to put this bouquet together. So I was just showing you how many I had so far. I like to know how to do things just in case. But this is definitely not something somebody could be like, hey girl, can you whip me up a couple of those money bouquets? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. It took some time making these money flowers. It did. It really did. And this is something you cannot rush. You just can't, because you don't want it to be looking rushed. You don't want it to look homemade. This is something where the details really, really mean a lot. This is something that's very pretty, very dainty. And then if you look at it, you could just see, like, if the money's wrinkly, like you can see if it's kind of rushed or slapped together. It's very easy to tell. So you want to make sure you take your time with these. Okay, so here we go. In this video, look at this crispy single. This is the faux money. In other words, this is the fake prop money that I ordered off Amazon. Look how crispy those bills are. Look how much better the form of this money tree, of this money flower. Look at that. And it was so much easier. And if you don't have Scotch tape, because for this video I didn't have Scotch tape, it came on Amazon like the next day. So as I was finishing up, I started to use the Scotch tape, but I'm using a cheap tape. You can even get away with using a cheap tape if you have crispy money. This was crispy. I was able to move through it a lot quicker. However, I was thinking maybe I should have used the fake money first. But sometimes if you go through something and you struggle with it first, it gives you more strength. I guess I could say it gives you more strength, and it makes it a little bit better. So just in case if I didn't have access to crispy money and all I had to work with was wrinkly money, at least I know how to work with wrinkly money, if that makes sense. This is super easy. When I say it's super easy, I felt so much more confident. It looked better using this crispy, like look at that nice, the bottom of it. It's not all loopy. It's nice and it's wrapped around the skewer very well. Okay, let's get started with adding the flowers to the foam. The second struggle that I had is placement. Placement is extremely important. So that's why I'm glad that I have two examples to show you at the end of this video. So basically you want, and I felt like it was better to stand up so I can like really look down at it better and see where I was putting my sticks. Okay. So you want to make sure you're kind of in the center, and you want to make sure that your roses have like a nice circle shape, I should say. So with this one, how many did I do? Is this 5? I think this is 6 roses here. And it was kind of threw me off. And when you're thrown off in the very beginning, the whole thing could be kind of thrown off. See, there we go. And it looks nice. These little glitter roses are really sparkly and they're really pretty. So I have 6 roses here. And they were kind of starting to collapse a little bit, I guess because it was so tall. The foam was kind of short, I guess. So I took some of the tape to kind of hold it together. Now I am going to start adding on my money flowers. So you want to make sure that you have the little pointy areas pointing away from the roses. And the reason why you want to do that is once you look at it, you'll be able to see the amount of money, or the, like you'll see the $1, the $2 bill, the 5, whatever it is. It just looks better to see it that way. So that's how you want that to be facing. When I did this one, I just kind of put them in there and was like just kind of looking at it. I think it would be very helpful if you would count how many you put around the first layer. Then once you start your second layer, how many? So you want to just keep counting. It took me so long to make these money flowers. It was late, so I was just kind of trying to get finished. But I was placing them in there, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm just placing them in there, trying to make sure it's even all the way around. It's coming together. It is. It's coming together, and I felt a lot better once I started putting it on there and I saw it like coming together, looking normal, like how the ones online look. And I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't so bad. But again, I don't know how people are doing those humongous ones. Maybe if you have a bigger one, you would just have to maybe glue 2 of the styrofoam blocks together. Okay, so I filled it up, I guess. I didn't show how I ended it, but I'm taking this tissue paper from the Dollar Tree. I was going to put tape on it. I ended up using a rubber band. I don't think I should have used the rubber band because I don't know if you can tell, but my money flowers are scrunchy. Now this is the part, this is struggle number 3, I guess. I have never wrapped a bouquet before. I watched a couple videos. I still couldn't figure it out. I was just ready to be finished with this. And I was getting a little frustrated. So my goal here was just to cover up these sticks. Okay. Now, this paper, this flower wrap paper is really big. It was 20 sheets on Amazon for like $14, so it's not cheap. And I was trying to get the corners to have like these really cute triangles because it looks good. Okay, you get 20 sheets, but from the videos I saw of people wrapping the flower bouquets, they look like they used about 10 sheets. And I just could not figure it out. I'm just gonna have to keep practicing. So I'm using tape to try to make it look decent. Then I'm trying to cover up the bottom base area. And then I didn't have any ribbon, but I'm just trying my best. I'm trying my best. This was so frustrating to me. So if you have experience in wrapping flowers or wrapping bouquets, you will be just fine. You'll be definitely ahead of the game. All you have to do is glitter those roses, work on your placement, and you'll be just fine. This, for me, I was about ready to throw this thing out the window after a while. I just could not figure it out. I just couldn't. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have any ribbon. So I had to try to get creative, I guess. So I ended up putting, and you can see the money is starting to get dislocated, relocated. It's just not right. So I took some adhesive rhinestone sheet. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this to cover up this rubber band. All these rubber bands didn't do anything but help to squish together the money, and it wasn't in the right form how I wanted it. I know this didn't make no sense, but I'm like, I have to use what I have now to get through this DIY and to get finished. I gotta do what I gotta do. It was kind of okay, but it just wasn't. I need ribbon. I still need to get some ribbon. I don't even know how to tie a ribbon. I was trying to find ways to make the paper look pretty without the ribbon, but most of the examples I saw, people had ribbon. So make sure you have ribbon, you guys. Okay, so I am going to add a fairy light. I just wanted to see how this would look with a fairy light. Now it's very nice thin strings, a string, and you'll just kind of take it and wire it in between the money as you like to, kind of hide it down inside of the paper. Definitely optional, you don't have to do this, but I just wanted to add a little something extra. I'll have a link if you're interested in these fairy lights. They're really cool to use on different DIYs, and they're not really expensive. Look at that. Let me know what you guys think. Are you digging the lights? Are you? Would you add lights to yours? Look at the form. Look how the money didn't collapse, y'all. This took me I was working on this so long, and I was just kind of like, okay. And I'm just hiding the battery down in the side of the bouquet. That's what I'm doing right here. I thought the lights were a little cute. Okay, here we go. This is bouquet number 2. This is the fake money. This is the red roses with the gold glitter. Now this is the next day, or I think I went a day in between because I was frustrated, y'all. Okay, so this time, again, I'm adding in my roses, and I'm really, for this one, focusing on my placement, trying to be more intentional to have it just better than the first one. As you know, I used the fake prop money, and with that, it already had a better presentation because the money was crispy and the form of it was just better. Now for this one, instead of using 6 roses, I decided that it was better to use 5. Well, I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because I actually didn't like it. And I ended up taking it all back apart because I wanted to get it right. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit because sometimes you have to just start over, guys. And I noticed too, I kept turning it towards the camera view so you could see it as I was going along. But for some reason, it also helped me too to look at it from different angles. After I looked at it, like looking down on it and then looking at it from the side, something looked off. And I'm just like, no, this is not a perfect circle. Like, this money should be going around this a little bit better. That 6 rows was throwing it off. So as you can see right here, I have 5 roses. The 5 roses just look so much better, and it was easier to come around it with the different rows. Okay, so you may have to take some off and put them back in multiple times before it actually starts to look right. I think too, the first time I was just kind of putting them in there, trying to get finished, and they were just a little too close. So if you allow enough space, once you start to do the wrapping of the bouquet, or if you have to add a little bit of tape, it won't be so scrunched. So just allow more space. You don't want it to be too spacey, but you want to be able to still see the actual look of a flower or the shape of the money flower. You want to still be able to see that. So I was careful this time. Once I added on my second row, and I guess you could say you're doing like almost like a brick layer. You want to just kind of go in between at an angle so it can just have a nice flow. So you definitely want to allow a little bit more space. And that's what I was trying to focus on this second time around. You'll definitely see in the end, once I compare the two, you'll be able to see the difference in what I'm talking about. And with this one, I have majority $1 bills, but because this was the prop money, there was only a certain amount of singles. So I just kind of start randomly using other bills. I was using some $2 bills from it, and I used some $5 bills. You don't have to use all singles. Whatever the person requests or whatever you want to be in it is what you can use. You can do all 5s. You can make each row a different amount. Like if you want to do one row 1s, the second row 5s, third row 50s, 10s, however you want to do it. Do it how you want to do it. And I think with this one ended up being about $30 or $31. Well, not dollars, but 31 money flowers on here. I don't know why it was 31, but I was just kind of adding to make it look how I wanted it to look. And I'm still going to add another one right there where I'm pointing, showing you that space. I'm going to add another one right there. Now, if somebody says that they want to have 100 money flowers on there, try your best to fit it in there. But I would say I wouldn't guarantee exactly how many you can put in there unless you could just work it in. But you may have to just return to them what you can't fit inside. Okay, so this portion of the video, I'm just telling you right now, it was terrible. Don't take my word for any of this. Don't take my example for any of this. Probably just this part, trying to get the triangles with this paper. This was so frustrating trying to figure this out. I need a lot more practice. I did notice that on some videos, I was just trying to fold it up to make it look cute. And it still didn't end up right. But I did notice that people will fold their shapes up on some of them, and they'll use some double-sided tape in between. And I also noticed that some people were using a stapler to kind of hold the shape and then bringing it around the bouquet. Both tries, I tried 2 different methods, and they both were terrible to me. They were terrible. So I'm just trying to cover it up with the tissue paper right here. It kept falling over, and every time it fell over, it kind of shifted my money flowers, and I was trying to make sure that they stayed nice and neat. So I really struggled with this part. I tried to lay it up on this this roll of paper or whatever that was. Every time I laid it down, it just kept shifting the money. And this is not how this is supposed to look, but it's the best I can do until I get more practice and figure it out. And I eventually needed my husband to help me, so I had him hold this up so I can try to make this look half decent. So there'll be a little bit more struggling going on. And again, I don't have any ribbon. But even if I did have the ribbon, this part still is just not a good example. So do the best you can with this paper, because it really gave me a run for my money. And I'm almost finished, you guys. Okay, you guys, here is the final finished result of these bouquets. Now let's get into it. As you probably can tell, the one on the left with the lights was the first one with the real money, the raggedy money, the wrinkly money, with the 6 roses in it that are extremely scrunched together. The one on the right is the one that has the fake money, but it's very crispy, and there are 5 roses and they're not scrunched. Placement is everything. Placement, placement, placement. So I think for my first time, I think it's decent. I do like the one on the right a lot better. I will say what I really need to work on is wrapping that flower paper. That flower paper had me wanting to just throw this whole bouquet up against the wall. I am sorry. I cannot get it together. I just could not get it together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to practice it, because it shouldn't be that hard to wrap a bouquet. So shout out to the florist or event planners or whoever makes centerpieces and know how to wrap up a bouquet real pretty, because I wouldn't have thought it'd be that difficult. This is one of those DIYs that kind of look easier than it is, in my opinion. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be just fine. Once you get the crispy money, the good tape, and start to practice your money flowers, that's simple. Adding the glitter onto the flowers, simple. Placing them in the styrofoam, I won't say that's simple, but it can be once you just keep looking at it. Just keep looking at it, count it. Just keep looking, counting, looking, counting. Pull them back out. If it don't look right, pull it back out, put it back in, pull it back out, put it back in. And just to let you know, both of these have about $30 to $31 in them. And you can see one is much smaller, and I use the same size styrofoam on both of them. It's just the difference is the one on the left has an extra rose. They so scrunched. Let me know what you think about the LED light. I think the LED light was cool. It's all right. It don't have to be in there. And then also some people, this is a top view of them. Some people are doing the money bouquets without flowers. They put a little bit of those, like maybe they put like a couple of them. I think, what's those, the little white ones called that you use as like a filler for a bouquet? The baby breath or whatever they're called. They put a little bit of those smaller flowers in there, but you don't have to have roses. You can use whatever flowers you like. You don't have to have hundreds of dollars to do this. If you don't have any money, I would suggest using some prop money from Amazon. I'll give you the link. But definitely, if you can, stay away from those wrinkled up dollars. Just stay away from them. It's not good for this. Oh, I had a little bit of ribbon, didn't tie it right. Oh, this just looks so silly. I'm sorry. But I'm showing you, hey, this is the real. This is how it turned out. This is so funny. One is super wider. The other one is narrow. I put that bling wrap stuff on there. It's just all over the place when it comes to that. But thanks you guys so much for watching this video. I tried to make it as detailed as possible because it's a lot of people learning how to do these. Valentine's Day is like a week away, so I know some people want to get this going. Some of you want to start a business doing this. I say go for it. Just get your practice in, get everything that you need, and make sure everything is very presentable. Make sure you charge them right, because once you run into them hiccups or the time just get to going and it's taking so much time to do this, you want to make sure it's worth your while. This is not just for Valentine's Day. People gonna always have a birthday. People gonna have a birthday dinners. You come in with the money flower bouquet. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's nice, thank you. People gonna have graduations. What else people get flowers for? People, anniversaries, Mother's Day, all type of reasons people will need these. So learn how to do them. Learn how to do them, you guys. But thanks again for watching. Bye-bye. Website myroyalradiance.com, and we do carry faux leather inspired designer fabric for your crafting needs, luxury inspired croc charms, as well as iron-on patches and much more. Enjoy the coupon code MyRoyalBeauty10 off. Check out our website, crtacticaldefense.com, where we do sell in-waistband gun holsters, belly band holsters, and many more. Please check out my discount code VIBES for a special discount for my subscribers.